Hello everybody! When I asked the teams for new replays about the new patch for like a couple of Team League and Hero League matches, one of the players that immediately responded to me was KnowMe from Well Met. And he said that he had a pretty cool game that was played on Haunted Mines, and Haunted Mines was also changed a bit. So the game itself was actually like pretty sick. It was a really long game on Haunted Mines as well, and of course I want to show you that game today. It was a game that he played with a lot of his viewers and also with a couple of subscribers, so not all of the players are really playing on the highest level, but the match itself was pretty sick and was also really nice to showcase some of the new things that we have in the patch. So ladies and gentlemen, here comes a great match on Haunted Mines. Hope you enjoy it. Without further ado, let's jump right into the game.
Alright everybody, so we have our first game of the day, and this is actually like a pretty interesting one now. We're having a few games with the current Jaina patch. These are all cast from replays and not necessarily the most competitive builds that we see here. A lot of players of course try to experiment with what's going on. In this case actually it is KnowMe, a player from Wilmette, trying to experiment with a few of his followers and subscribers what's going on there. So we have Team Blue versus Team Red on Haunted Mines, and let's just go over the heroes real quick. We have KnowMe on Vala. We have Pasquala Bear on Tassadar, Hör Auf on Stitches, Exitus on Uther, and Makie GG on Jaina. Evil Sensei is playing Zagara for the red team, Natisaurus, Rega, Mushroom, Illidan, Nevin is playing Chen, and Dark Mikkel is playing Sylvanas. So we have Sylvanas already in the game here. Now I can already tell you that the patch changed a lot of things. KnowMe on Vala, for example, will have to deal with him not being able to access battle momentum on level 7, which was just with any given build that you would take the standard talent. Didn't really matter if you wanted to go for something like a multi-shot build or with a Rancor build, you would go for battle momentum, and with battle momentum gone, a lot of players will definitely not use multi-shot any longer, because that depended a lot on you just reducing the cooldown of multi-shot and getting as many of those out as you possibly could. But right now, as you can already see, the talents change a bit. KnowMe not only with the new picture here for the talent, but he chose on level 1 Rancor, so we're gonna see those right-click builds on Vala a lot more now. With our Sylvanas player here in this game, we are actually seeing as the first talent with the wind, which increases the withering fire range by 25%. It's kind of the go-to talent that you see right now. There's a couple of builds that are being played with Sylvanas, but this is one of the talents that you will see a lot of players use on level 1. So right now at the top lane, we're already having that set up with KnowMe. We have Exitus and Uther, who got a lot of changes, which isn't really reflected in his choice for the first talent yet. We're having with Conjurer's Pursuit. It's taken. Hör Auf on Stitches is going for the build where you just try to go for mass sustain, which makes a lot of sense considering that he's the sole tank of the team. The one thing that's really important to know with Stitches is that they changed this level 16 talent for Slam. Pulverize does not have that mini stun any longer, and I'm not quite sure why exactly Blizzard did that, because currently it seems like you are forced to go into Fishing Hook. The new talent, they changed it a bit, does not really seem like it is something that you would want to take here. So Blizzard kind of forcing Stitches into a role where that is like where the sustain build is like the only build that you are going to go for. At this point, we're having at the bottom lane currently is 3-4 heroes already entering. It's of course all about the first mine here with the Golem, and Blizzard changed that map a bit. Right now, after you achieved 60 skulls on the first Golem, only the first Golem by the way, your Golem doesn't get stronger. You can still get more skulls and deny them to your opponent, but a 60% Golem is the best thing that you can get. This is one of the things that Blizzard implemented to make sure that the map is not as snowbally, because oftentimes if you lost the first mine fight really hard, then you suddenly had no chance of coming back, because 100% Golem or 80% Golem in the early game could really destroy a lot and already snowball the match so much, give you such a huge advantage that a comeback was nearly impossible. In this case now, we have already for our blue team 46 skulls, so they decide to move out here and maybe push to the bot lane now. One of the things that, they try to steal at the giants away, the siege giants, which is actually a pretty smart thing to do, since with the first Golem you want to always have the siege giants just like defending together with the rest of your team, and you need of course to have the proper timing for that. It's something which we're probably going to see here as well, but stealing them away from your opponent is of course great, because that means that they won't have such an easy time defending against the first Golem as you will. Right now, in regards to the talents, Rega didn't really see any changes, neither did Illidan, so for both of them we have the total standard build with the healing totem on level 1 for Rega, even Farsight being used right now. For Illidan it's the Shadow Shield on level 1 and then Immolation on level 4. And the fight for the Knights, but Nevin and Mushroom, Oh, Mushroom actually getting hooked here by her. Oh, nice! Jaina dropping him immediately. Jaina is one of those heroes that benefited a lot from the last patch. Blizzard apparently was thinking that Jaina didn't have enough damage. Not quite sure if I can agree with that, because all that Jaina was the entire time was more of a glass cannon character that had a lot of burst damage but didn't really have a lot of hit points, and Blizzard just decided that they want to have more damage on Jaina and just increased every single spell in regards to damage. So suddenly Jaina is just so damn strong that we will probably see her picked or banned in nearly every game in the competitive scene now. She's being played a lot and for very good reason. The damage that you can get out with her is absolutely insane. So Jaina is definitely going to be a thing. Right now in Sylvanas we're having Ranger's Ambush taken on level 4. You will see a lot of Envenom taken on level 4. Sylvanas is one of the characters that has Envenom, and therefore it is a talent that was always great and always will be. But in this case it's more about the Withering Fire charges, at least for our player for the red team here. Up at the top, the push is going pretty well for KnowMe's team. They're pushing in. Oh, and the kill on Chen. Getting that in. Chen, by the way, in this case, going for on level 1 Regeneration Mass and then Swift Reflexes. Standard build for him. Yeah, and that synergy with, of course, all those right-click heroes is doing a lot. Well, KnowMe with the right-click build, of course, having Manticore here on level 4, Searing Attacks on level 7. So a lot of right-click damage, and Uther will need to make sure that he's not dying there. A lot of squishies in the team. Sylvanas trying to move in here as well, but not getting that just yet. Of course, later on in the game, especially Illidan can do a lot of work here. And Sylvanas is just a great hero, first of all, to disrupt an opponent, and also when it comes to siege damage in itself. Oh, but look at that Blizzard again! Down goes Chen once more on the healing ward from Natisaurus on his Rhaegar. Didn't really keep anybody alive there. Well, at least, I guess, Illidan didn't die, but they all got away here. So looking at the level 7 talents, we're having for Tacita, Mule picked up. The map, of course, caters to that talent. You want to have Mule on Haunted Mines if possible. We're having also Tenderizer after Amplified Healing taken for Stitches, which is a great talent to take. Standard build here still for him, with Uther going. Also the build that you saw in the last patch, going for Cleanse here on level 4. Regarding the talents, oh, Evil Sensei! Oh my god, he's getting away, isn't he? He just barely heals himself at the well. Illidan jumping in, trying to help out with the defense here, but there's only so much that they can do, and Jaina is still up at the top. There's a level lead already for the blue team. They're doing very well when it comes to keeping a heartbeat on the lanes. Talking a bit about Jaina's build, Jaina's currently going on level 1 for Winter's Reach, which is something that you've seen especially in the past. Snowstorm on level 4 with the increased radius and Blizzard, and that's actually one of those things where we are seeing the trade being increased a lot. So on level 1 you have also the choice to go for the increased chill here, which we don't see for Jaina in this particular game, but it's something that a lot of players are using, and you will see that in the matches that we are playing later on. So Jaina here once again is a really high DPS hero now, especially since the change has just buffed every single spell that she has. Currently on the side of the blue team, we're having all of them going straight down into the mines, and we're having at this point Shade Form being used here for Sylvana, so going for that build in particular. Once again, we're having this is actually like a really nice move here for the red team. Getting those two particular camps of skulls in the middle is giving you a lot of them, and they are grabbing 4 in total already, but it is of course going to be that 5 versus 5 that we are looking forward to, and it's happening right there. The 10s didn't hit just yet, but the blue team is very close to get level 10. They won't be able to rely on it in this particular fight though, and unless they kill a hero first, but this is still a good chance for the red team to come back into this. They need to be careful with it though. Exitus was trying to move in for a stun. Keep in mind that Uther lost sprint. We touched upon that earlier, but that is of course a big blow to the character. So Blizzard changed Uther a lot. It's interesting that they didn't change Illidan at all, by the way. The red team already with 42 skulls, and they decided that's all that they need, and they are going up to the top and push the fort in. Pretty good decision, and here you can see Sylvanas' trade in action, and that is absolutely amazing. So Sylvanas in this case, looking at the trade here, it just stuns and disables mercenaries and towers for a second. So if you just keep that up the entire time, you can completely take down towers and structures, and that gives Sylvanas a lot of pushing potential. Not in the sense that she does a lot of damage necessarily to it, but in the sense that she can just disable an entire fort while your entire team can barrel down on that structure and take it out, and that is just absolutely priceless. Right now the keg already being used more, not hitting anything here. The 10s are there, and immediately there comes the Winter's Reach. Oh, the Blizzard against Mushroom, but it is Sylvanas that dies here first. Pascoala Bear is already in position with the Archon and gets a kill on Jaina, and Nevin is extremely low. He's trying to get away. Nate Saurus is also getting low, and this is a 1-for-3 in favor of KnowMe's blue team here. Evil Sensei is trying to escape on his Sagara, and he's probably going to be able to make that. But we have the boss down at the bot lane starting to push up against the fort, and that's the cue for the blue team to say, alright, we need to defend against that. Especially Tacita, of course, with his shield can do a pretty darn good job there. And he's also using the mule, which immediately got destroyed, by the way. So a bit of a bad timing here for him. But we had the blue team under a lot of pressure since those siege giants at the top lane were doing the damage as well. You can see that most of those icons for Vala, by the way, have been changed, and that includes Strafe. So Strafe with a new icon, so did the Archon. Archon used also the ultimate talent on Tacita, Putrid Bile, Divine Storm, and the Ring of Frost. Not really the standard talent you would take on Jaina. It's still like one of those phases in the page where you experiment with a couple of things and you try a few different builds and synergies, but usually you will of course see Water Elemental, which is kind of the go-to talent for Jaina here. I mean, if you're in close encounters and you can get the Ring of Frost in and you're sure that you can hit that perfectly well, then it can do a lot of damage, but the standard talent still is Water Elemental. On the other side, we're having Metamorphosis chosen. We're having, of course, for Jaina the Wailing Arrow, which is pretty damn awesome. Like, having that silence there is amazing, and we might see that in action just now. Dark Mikhail, here he comes, and silences immediately, but Nate Saurus is about to die, and Illidan, of course, has no healer available to him right now. Her off immediately with the Chewy of Food, saving himself once again. We have 1 kill against 8 so far. The blue team is doing a great job here. Good Maw, by the way, really good Maw. The Blizzard is doing some work though. Her off on his Stitches is already dead. KnowMe just barely escaping here. Mushroom not jumping in against that, but Exitus down here is probably not gonna make it. Without the healer, Mushroom has to be extremely careful on his Illidan, just barely gets away. Oh, but another kill maybe against Tessa. Yes, they get it. 4 kills against 8. KnowMe was trying to turn the tides of the battle and maybe kill something. Didn't get that chance to do that. And Uther on his Ghost, well, I guess he had a chance to try and take Illidan down, but kind of missed that opportunity. Now we're having a level 12 versus 11-12. So actually like a very, very even game so far. In terms of kills, the blue team has been dominant for a long, long time, but I feel working the map, that is something that the red team just did a bit better. They always got the skulls that they needed, moved in against the structures, and you can really see that they were able to take down 2 of the forts already, whereas the red team still has a fort available. Level 13 now hitting for both the teams, a bit faster for the red team, and they are already moving into the mines now, with Mutalisk taken. We're having the extra talent on Illidan for the evasion. There's also now, oh, in this case, Healing Surge being used on Rhaegar over Feral Lunge, which we quite often see. For Sylvanas, it's the Splinter Shot. Oh, with the second target being hit for the Withering Arrow, that can do a lot of damage. Sylvanas is really good with the DPS these days. And, well, we have over here Maki trying to get some skulls. He's desperately needed in the team fight, but he's not moving in just yet. Here comes the Strafe being used by KnowMe. Gets the damage in. Very well done here, but a good heal from Rhaegar to Mushroom. Illidan is now back and full alive again. They barrel Stitches away and get the kill against him and Jaina. They lose Rhaegar once more, but they might be able to take down Tacita as well. Are they going to chase him? Yeah, looks very much like they're going to do that right now. Moving in, trying to use that, but down here at the bot lane, we're having suddenly Sylvanas dying as well. KnowMe and Evil Sensei. Oh, he can't knock him off the horse. That was a bit unfortunate. Over here, Uther is dying once again. Can't attack in his ghost form any longer though, so he can't even unhorse Illidan here. Illidan is starting to move away once again, and KnowMe is still over there trying to TP Eric. There's looking for him everywhere. Mushroom is getting the additional skulls, and it looks like KnowMe is just barely able to escape. But if you look at the kills, that gap that we saw between the red team and the blue team is being closed right now. 7 kills against 10. And well, Nevin gets stunned here, but he's not going to be too worried about that. Prescience also with the new graphic, with the new image here being taken. We're having Icy Veins on Jaina. And I just want to highlight that once again, that we are still at the early stages of the patch, so people are experimenting a lot. This is not a competitive league or tournament game. This is more something where teams are still trying to figure out, alright, which builds do make sense now? Do we have to change something with our setup? So this is the time to do that. And I feel that these games are actually pretty awesome for that, just to give us a bit of an idea what teams are currently looking at. We have Giant Killer taken on KnowMe, and that with the changes to Vala. I mean, the changes to Vala, it's such a simple change, but it completely affects the entire build, and that's where we're seeing right-click a lot more. The more hitting nothing at all there. Once again, we have Strafe being used, Evil Sensei really low, KnowMe taking him down, but, oh, the Ring of Frost doing some work, and Jaina actually dying. So Zagara and Jaina are already down. Illidan is just doing his thing, but Nevin on Chen is dead as well. Pasquala Bear is about to die, but KnowMe might not survive either. We are having Dark Mikkel on his Sylvanas moving in and doing a lot of work here with the Withering Arrow especially. Going straight for another kill. And can they maybe get a kill against Uther as well? It looks like they might. Illidan is jumping in, go ham or go home, and he decides to go ham. Oh, and that actually kills him. Yeah, moves back a bit too late and gets a last second shot and dies because of it. We're having now also Blood for Blood taken on Vala. That is going to help to keep her alive a bit longer. The blue team is starting to push up against the top lane with a Golem and doing work there. At the same time now we're having Dimensional Warp taken on good old Tassadar. So it's basically like the same build that yet before. The icons have been changed. This is something that people will have to adjust to a bit. On Sylvanas we're having Cold Embrace, which is actually amazing. I mean, you get 25% more damage against the target. This is pretty damn good. I mean, this is a great talent to take, and you can just imagine how much damage that does if you get also Tyrande into the picture with a good Hunter's Mark. Then you can just do so much, and especially if you're having a couple of Blood for Bloods behind it, you can really drop a target within seconds. 16 to 16, that's what we're currently seeing here in regards to the talents and the levels. And look at that mule. This is going to be a happy panda right there, making sure that he is getting all those heals in. No mule on the side of the red team, and that is a big liability right now, not choosing one of those. They didn't have a hero that could go for mule, and that is of course a bit of an issue. But here comes the fishing hook after Relentless on Stitches, and we've been talking about that build. Now that you can't really go for that slam build anymore because Blizzard took away the mini stun on the 16 talent on Pulverize, you're kind of forced to go into that sustain build, which most players chose regardless, or anyways, so in this case makes a lot of sense here. We're having the top keep now attacked, and this is still going to be an attempt by Herov maybe to get one of those hooks in, and there it comes, and he gets Natesaurus. Oh, the immediate drop against Rhaegar. They get the healer out of the picture, and that was exactly what they needed here. KnowMe is low, but gets healed in the last second. They're trying to use Jaina's burst damage together with KnowMe's right-click DPS to take a few targets down. Nevin is really low and just barely moves away with his panda. Chen couldn't really isolate the target here, but that was of course very unfortunate for them. Losing Rhaegar this early in the fight is always a problem. I mean, he's the one healer that you have, and then another thing to consider is that of course especially Illidan is relying a lot on Rhaegar's heal and his shield, the lightning shield, not only for the damage but of course also for the negation of DPS. Oh yeah, hooks that wall. Yeah, show the wall who's boss. At this time of not getting the best hook in there, but he got a pretty sick one earlier, so it's absolutely fine. At this point we're having the mine starting in another 20 seconds, and we have once again that 5 versus 5 situation. Not really a talent lead for one of these games. I have to say that it's actually like very even, a very even game. Evil Sensei, by the way, rocking the magic carpet, and oh, it's a trap! And yep, here comes the first one jumping into it. They are actually springing the trap. Evil Sensei nearly down. He doesn't have a more in. The heroics are all gone, but Jaina dies first. She's just too squishy. Mushroom on his Illidan moves back in the last second. Her of the Stitches player is trying to survive. Sylvanas actually drops first though. And we're having once again the Dimensional Warp being used on Tassadar to escape here. Exitus though. Exitus exits the fight. He's dead. Illidan dies too. Wow, it's a 2 for 2 at this point. We're obviously still at the bot lane there. We're having, Pasquala Bear in trouble maybe. Her is low and dies. It's a 2 for 3 at least at this point. The red team doing some work, but they are very low in HP. KnowMe moving in once again. And wow, Rhaegar just dropping dropping like it's hot. They're putting Pasquala Bear in a corner though. Evil Sensei is getting low and dies, but the more hits the last second a bit earlier and would have had a chance to escape there. But as it happens, oh my god, that last second shield! Is he actually getting this? Is he actually escaping? That would be amazing. By the way, there was nothing that they got so far. Ah, it kills Tacita. No skulls taken by any one of the teams. It was just an entire fight only at the entrance, nothing else. And at this point, I mean, just look at the damage here. KnowMe on 57,000 hero damage thanks to his right-click build. At the same time, we're having Sylvanas with a pretty solid 45,000. Jaina a bit under, like, Jaina not really doing as much damage as you would imagine, especially since she didn't take the water elemental, but we're having 32,000 there still, and Jaina is one of the DPS heroes. Oh, double kill! Oh, it looks like Jaina is not gonna make it here either. I mean, with two of the heroes moving in right now, there's very little that you can do. Dark Mikkel on the Sylvanas is doing a pretty decent job. And Sylvanas is actually a very, very scary hero right now. Very strong hero and very mobile as well. Like, with Withering Arrow, you can always get some damage in, and then you have the additional talents that just keep her alive. Most, of course, the Haunting Wave, which you can see in this case. The Haunting Wave is doing a lot of work. With that, you can always escape. I mean, you shoot into the one direction, you walk into the other one, you're trying to juke the opponent a bit, and then you TP to the wave itself, and that gets you out of most of the dangerous situations that you might encounter. So she's not really a tanky character, but she is pretty awesome. She's a lot of fun to play as well, so yeah, definitely a great hero to play. 37 against 33 skulls. Both of the teams not really worried too much about the boss down at the bot lane here. It's still there, and a little bit sad because nobody wants to play with it. Oh, but the attempt to get that camp is maybe backfiring. Exitus exits again. The hate on the healers in this game is real. I mean, every single time Uther and Rhaegar are the first ones to be attacked and die. But that attempt to take the camp did not work out for the blue team. KnowMe's team here in trouble, and we're having the red team going straight forward. We're having a 20-minute Haunted Mine game already, by the way, just like mentioning it. And the teams are closing in on level 20, so this is going to be a pretty sick finish, I would say. Especially since we don't have a single fort or a single keep just eliminated just yet. The problem, of course, for the blue team is that they can't really do anything here. Because, well, there's still 5 men around for the red team, and they're going straight for the boss to collect the rest of the skulls. But that allows the blue team, at least for now, to do some additional damage to those structures and push those waves in. Yeah, 20s have now hit for the red team, and we're seeing Rewind on Rhaegar. This is a pretty interesting talent there to have for him. Rewind on Rhaegar is definitely giving you a couple of interesting choices here. We're having at the same time now also Nexus Blades for Illidan. We're having the Hardened Shield on the side of Chen. There's also a Bolt of the Storm for Zagara and also for Sylvanas, which is pretty cool to keep her even more mobile in the game. She feels a bit like a ranged Zeratul. Maybe not quite the same, but definitely with the same annoyance factor. So, once again, maybe the hook. Oh my god! Past the Banelings, he gets the hook against Zagara, but a nice stun, followed by the blink here. Nevin about to die. He's trying to keep himself alive, and he's healed by Rhaegar in the last second. Crazy! Gets the heal in. Illidan jumps in as well. Chen goes down though. Mushroom with the attempt to put pressure on KnowMe to make sure that Vala doesn't get the right-click damage in any longer. They kill the keep, at least that much they accomplished, but now they have to deal with that boss. Well, I don't think that this is going to be a big problem with 33 skulls. This boss is not really a heavy hitter, so they should be easily able to take that one down. And they go already, or Illidan was thinking about going for the camp here. Decides against it though. Yeah, we have Vengeance taken on Vala, so KnowMe not even bothering with anything. I'm actually surprised to see Vengeance here. I'm very surprised to see Vengeance and not Nexus Frenzy. It feels like when you go for a right-click build like this, Nexus Frenzy would have been the better choice. KnowMe decides to go for Vengeance instead. I don't really understand the reasoning behind that, considering the build that he chose, but yeah, it can still do a lot of damage. I mean, Vengeance is not a bad talent at all. Like, it's pretty damn good. We have at the same time the Twilight Archon chosen. It's a regenerative bile, and he gets actually like pretty fast with that. I mean, those 10% additional movement speed that you get on Stitches are absolutely insane with that heroic ability. The Divine's Hurricane is now a bit better. The radius is increased by 50%, and the cooldown is reduced as well. So the changes to Uther have been pretty big actually. For Jaina, it means extra survivability now that she's on 20 with the Bolt of the Storm. 22 minutes into the Haunted Mines game, and we're having her overseeing Pasquala Bear to the left side. It's currently KnowMe and Exitus. To the right. I mean, the Golems are by now, both of them, right at the position here. The problem for the blue team is that we are not having a single keep for them alive, and that means both of the lanes are pushing pretty hard against them, with there still being a keep in place for the red team at the bot lane, so they don't have to deal with catapults on this one. And, well, right now, if you have a good synergy between someone like Sylvanas jumping in with that level 16 talent, the Cold Embrace, putting that onto a hero, and then just everybody focusing down on this one, then you should be able to get the kill in. 20 kills against 17 on a Haunted Mines match, by the way. KnowMe and his team, they are moving towards the right side, trying to put some pressure on the top lane, and of course, both of the teams are currently waiting for the next Mines phase. You want to have those skulls now. You know that 23 minutes in, a big Golem is going to end the game in your favor, and that is, of course, yeah, that's a given. But this is actually a pretty cool game. 23-minute games on Haunted Mines are pretty rare. Doesn't happen all that often. And there comes that Golem that we've been talking about. The mines are open once again, and the blue team took the opportunity to enter at the bottom and move in straight to the top to set up that trap again. So they're already going for the trap. They're trying to enter. You can really see that down here there are still a couple of heroes if you look carefully. Right now they actually don't know what's going on there, but they decide to push apparently. It is going to be a push towards the core, and that means that everybody down here will have to TP, and that's exactly what they're doing. And with that happening, they could just move. Oh my god, they canceled the TP! They cancel the TP, and suddenly it's the attack against the core. Oh, moves like that can cost you the game. But there comes the first, the second, and the third hero. They're moving in, and the red team, are they going for it? One blue hero, KnowMe, was still in the mines for a bit longer. They have 18 skulls. Exitus is down, but Nevin dies as well, and Illidan is also dead. Vengeance on KnowMe doing so much damage. Oh my god, it looks like they're going to get Zagara too. Zagara is down. Oh wow, it's a 1 versus 4, and Dark Mikkel, the only one. Sylvanas is still alive, gets hooked. Oh wow, this could be it. And how he's gonna play it. Yes. Oh, he missed it. He missed the teleport. He missed the freaking teleport. No way. No way. And Sylvanas goes down. Oh, didn't use the teleport to the wave. Oh my god. Well, and that should be a 100 skull golem, right? And usually that means that you are going to win that game. This is the worst case scenario for the red team. They had a pretty solid situation there, but that did not work well for them. KnowMe is starting to move in, trying to get now, of course, camp after camp, but they are looking at 50 skulls already, and 25 minutes into the game, you know that that hurts. That actually hurts a lot. Elf is even using his ult, if I saw that correctly. Yeah, he uses his ultimate there too. Chen is back, Illidan too. The problem is they won't be there in time to change anything. I mean, the core already lost a couple of hit points earlier, but it doesn't really matter since the mule can still heal it up pretty easily. 73 skull golem, the rest of them being taken by Jaina now. So we are talking 82 skulls already, and they are getting the rest of them. This is a 100 skull golem that we are seeing in the game now. And, well, that could be the conclusion of this game. Getting the camp in the middle of the map is not going to do too much. The bruiser camp here is now taken, but, well, how much damage can you really push out with that? Can you really move in and counter pressure? What should you do there? Like, defend really against an opponent that is going to crush you with that golem, or you're just going to YOLO it and say, like, alright, you know what? We're going to try and out DPS you because that's the only chance that we have right now. They might be trying to do that. 25 kills against 18. Heralf is in position. They know exactly where Nevin is. They could hook him in. And that golem over there. Oh my god, that is a monster. This guy is not hitting like a truck. He lifts trucks and hits people with them. Nevin is there. Nice more. Finally a good one. Hitting 2 there. And they're going straight for it. They need the kills. They need to win those fights. And they need to win them right now. Down goes. Who's first? Yes, it is Jaina. But Shen follows. A nice last second heal for Illidan. Very, very well done. And they are trying to win the game here. Heralf is about to die. They get him. But it is Sylvanas that dies as well. Uh-oh. 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 Yes, that boss is doing a lot of work. Look at that, 66%, but we still have 4 heroes, 3 heroes alive for the red team. Oh my god, who's gonna win that? This is getting crazy. Then this looks like the red team might be able. There's this hard cap that they took, and they win it. No, holy shit, they take it. They actually take the game. Oh my god, GG, and the red team wins it against the blue team. Amazing finish here.
An absolutely sick ending here. The red team actually taking it. Looked for a long time like they wouldn't be able to do that, but then they just turn things around and win those fights. But nearly a half an hour game on Haunted Mines. Usually that map is really snowbally and you can really tell that the matches don't last that long over here. But this was a great match, and well, I hope that you enjoyed it. I certainly had a lot of fun watching it and casting it, and I hope that you had quite some fun watching that game as well. If you did, give it a thumbs up on YouTube, and well guys, if you have any comments on the match or any comments on the new patch, then make sure to use the comment section here. I'm going to see you guys the next time with more Heroes of the Storm comment on Khaldor TV.